Good evening, everybody. My name is Deborah, and welcome to the first video on my channel. It's on E. I am going to be coming to you with a whole bunch of different types of videos, but I feel like most of them are going to be like dating, relationship type of videos. Um, if you hang around because you like what you hear from me, just let me know if there's some things that you want me to touch on. I just want you to know that I am a certified life coach, just chilling in her room for the night because I'm tired after work and I really don't feel like doing anything. But I'm going to go get me a glass of wine in a minute. But for this first video, I feel like, I'm sorry, I'm on my laptop. Like again, I said, I'm just chilling out in my room. And I feel like I want to talk about something that happens like during the dating process or can happen during the dating process, and it is this newly named phenomenon called ghosting. I'm quite sure this is nothing new. I'm quite sure this behavior is not brand new. They just gave it a name. I feel like the millennials gave this thing a name, and we're going to chat about that tonight. So what we're going to talk about is what to do when you've been ghosted. So let's just perhaps say that this guy that you met online happened to turn out to be a magician, and he just magically disappeared after you thought you had this beautiful date night. A lot of times this can happen when either it's like a blind date that you've been set up on, or maybe meeting somebody from an online dating site, or like in a situation where you didn't organically meet this person and you kind of knew them from somewhere else, and you like had already talked about like somebody you're really just getting to meet, and you go out, you have like this amazing dinner and you thought you had amazing conversation, and the next thing you know, you don't hear from this person. They don't text you, they don't call you, they just don't communicate at all. That's called ghosting, like they disappeared on you. So I would probably say like maybe even your date could lack some communication skills. Maybe they're a little bit, I don't want to call them weak, but I want to say maybe they have some stuff that they need to learn about being in a relationship or dating, and that's the reason why they ghosted you. But I want to say a lot of the times it's because maybe they just didn't feel like things went the way you thought things went on a date. It's natural to be a little pissed off about it after it happened, but I'm going to need you to learn how to deal with when somebody ghosts you after you had a date that you thought was amazing. So the first thing I need you to do is kind of like clarify the situation. So what I mean by clarifying the situation is that it's a different thing if you've been like living with somebody for a year and you want to cut ties. You probably owe them an explanation. That's a totally different thing than if you've gone out for coffee with a person a couple of times and they don't talk to you anymore. There's no relationship there. It's not like you're breaking up. So I need you to kind of to understand that there are some gray areas where I feel like people should just be adult and explain things. But really, what are you losing after a couple of dates if they don't call you anymore? You really haven't built anything with this person. So I need you to look at it for what it is. If you only went out a couple of times, I would say like no sweat off your back. This person really probably is doing you a favor and showing you who they are up front, and look at it for that. I would say the next thing I would say is for you to kind of lighten up. So even if you feel like you been dumped, it's really not a reflection on you, it's a reflection on what kind of person that other person is. So it just, like I said, it shows you up front the kind of person that is, and maybe that's just somebody you don't need to deal with anyway. So just lighten up. Look at it as he can keep it stepping or she can keep it stepping, and you missed out on something that was going to give you grief down the line. And you stay the same person that you are. You stay compassionate. You stay loving. You stay that same person that you are, and you be open to what's coming up next, because maybe that person just prepared you for the next good thing that's coming. The next thing I want you to do is to acknowledge your feelings. Don't stuff away how you really feel. I need you to deal with what you're going through. What happened to you really did affect you emotionally, and I need you to address that, deal with it, give yourself some time to move through it before you move on. Just think about what happened, how you feel about what happened, how you reacted to how you feel. Learn a lesson from the situation, and when you feel ready, move on. I need you next up to seek support. So talk to your girlfriends or your guy friends or your family members or people that you normally confide in about stuff that goes on. Have a conversation with them and get it all out, and receive the comfort from others that you need to get through what happened to you, what's going on now. You can spill your emotions if you feel safe to do that, but just don't keep it bottled in. Talk to other people who you know have in the past made you feel a little bit more comfortable with negative things that have gone on in your life. So you should also make sure to stay busy. Try not to replay over and over in your head what could have gone wrong. Did you miss any kind of signal that this person was giving out? Could you have done something differently? Just don't keep replaying in your head the negatives. I need you to go out, get some exercise, engage in an activity to keep your mind off of it, but just do something to keep you from downing yourself constantly. Having been ghosted can tear down your self-esteem. So what I also need you to do is to reflect on the positive things that have happened for you in your life, the achievements that you earned, the goals that you've reached, anything positive that happened to you or that made you super, super happy. I need you at this time to dwell on all of the good things that happened in your life to balance out this negative thing that's, in the grand scheme of things, probably a gift that you didn't even know that you received. If you feel like it would give you some satisfaction, you can speak directly with the person that ghosted you and let them know how their behavior affected you, if you feel like that's going to be some benefit to you, and only if you feel like that's going to benefit you. Otherwise, I would say just write an open letter to that person just to get all of your feelings and emotion out on paper, and then you can read it back to yourself. Never put yourself in a situation that's going to make you feel worse than you feel right now. The ultimate goal is for you to move on. So learn from this experience so you can look for healthier and happier relationships. You can figure out what you want in a potential partner and return to dating when you're ready to do so. So let's talk about a few ways to reduce your risk of being ghosted. So first, I would say to pace yourself. I would say to get to know a person first, because like, how well did you really know the person that ghosted you from this previous situation? Don't get all caught up in like romantic fantasies and infatuations. Get to know the person first and take things gradually. Next up, I want you to do some close observation and look for signs that your date could possibly be a little bit unreliable. So listen, like, do they sound bitter about describing past relationships? Are they reluctant to give you personal information? And how do they act or react to others in your presence? Just take your time and observe the situation closely to look for signs that you can possibly be ghosted again. Okay, I want you to be direct. While there is no guarantee that you won't be ghosted again, good communication is key. So I need you to be upfront and let them know what your expectations are in a non-judgmental yet friendly way, and maybe they'll be a little bit more comfortable with being honest with you too. And finally, if you feel like it's your turn to be the one to break off a possible dating relationship, just be gracious about it. Maybe that'll give the ghoster an example on how to do things the next time they feel like a relationship is not going to work out for them. Always remember that ghosting is never a reflection of you. It's always a reflection of the person who did the ghosting. So I need you to stay positive. I need you to stay ready to be in a loving relationship with someone who values you and who respects you. Thank you for watching this video. This is my first video, so if you had to struggle through this, I really appreciate it. Please take the time to subscribe. I will be putting out videos regularly on, like I said, on different topics. If there is anything that you want me to discuss, please leave it in the description, or you can email me at itszola.e@gmail.com and let me know what you like to talk with me about. Just think of this as just a little chat session between us. So again, if you like to talk, let me know. Have a good one. Bye.